Now I updated the most controversial US president, I think is now Barack Obama, known as the Dictator Obama. Look at this updated most controversial US president list. Obama was the top of the most controversial US president in my opinion. So here is why the Dictator Obama was the most controversial US president. Barack Obama faced intense division due to his ambitious legislative agenda, shifting political norms, and polarized media ecosystems. His presidency sparked fierce debates over government expansion, foreign policy restraint, racial dynamics, and constitutional overreach, making him one of the most polarizing figures in modern American history. 1. Major policy battles. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, passed in 2010 without a single Republican vote. It represented the largest regulatory overhaul of the U.S. healthcare system in decades. Critics labeled it government overreach and feared rising premiums, while supporters praised expanded coverage for millions. The 2009 Recovery Act, the $787 billion economic stimulus package aimed to combat the Great Recession. Opponents argued it ballooned the national debt and failed to prevent high unemployment, while economists credited it with averting a deeper depression. Environmental regulations. The Clean Power Plan and EPA restrictions on carbon emissions angered fossil fuel states. Supporters saw it as vital climate action, but critics called it a war on coal. 2. Foreign policy and national security. The Iran nuclear deal, JCPOA. The 2015 agreement lifted economic sanctions in exchange for curbs on Iran's nuclear program. Critics, including Israel and congressional Republicans, argued the deal was too weak and empowered a hostile regime. Drone warfare. Increased reliance on targeted drone strikes to combat terrorism drew criticism from both the left and right. Civil liberties groups condemned civilian casualties and extrajudicial killings, while hawks sometimes viewed his broader military posture as weak. Syria and the Red Line. Obama's failure to enforce a stated red line against Syrian chemical weapons use in 2013 damaged perceptions of American credibility abroad, though supporters praised his restraint in avoiding another prolonged Middle Eastern war. 3. Cultural and racial dynamics. The first black president, Obama's historic election as the first African American president heightened racial consciousness in America. While many viewed it as a post-racial milestone, it also triggered a backlash among conservative populists. Race relations and police. High-profile police shootings of black men and his response to movements like Black Lives Matter drew criticism. Critics claimed he inflamed racial tensions, while civil rights advocates felt he did not go far enough to enact systemic police reform. Social issues. His evolution on and eventual public support for same-sex marriage in 2012 energized the LGBTQ+ community but deepened opposition from social conservatives. 4. Political style and executive actions. Pen and phone. Governance. Facing a gridlocked Congress after losing the House in 2010, Obama utilized executive orders for policy goals like immigration, DACA, and environmental protection. Opponents called it executive overreach and an abuse of presidential power. Partisan polarization. Rather than bridging the aisle, hyper-partisanship deepened during his tenure. The rise of the Tea Party movement signaled fierce grassroots resistance to his administration's philosophy. The most controversial US president in my opinion is now finished. Thanks for watching. See you guys later for next video. Bye.